Okay, welcome back to the Motors Uncut channel. Now, over the course of the last few months, I've received emails as well as some comments on how to start your own ATV motorcycle dealership. So I'm going to dive into it for you guys. I made a step-by-step list that you guys can follow or think about to provoke some thought on how to go about this. Now, keep in mind, you can purchase an existing business, an existing franchise. When I say a franchise, it could be a major brand like Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Polaris, if one is available in your area. If you're willing to move, then you can go beyond arm's reach in regards of purchasing a major brand ATV dealership. Now, I've ran for over 20 years and operated a Chinese branding dealership. And I stuck to the major Chinese brands over the years. It's evolved and became a Tao dealer, Apollo dealer, Hitachi dealer, a Kinro dealer, BVH as they call it, BV Powersports. So I'm going to go over the steps, you guys, to help you provoke some thought on going about your dreams. If this is a dream of yours, see if it's going to fit into your lifestyle. There isn't a lot of uncertainty when you decide to go into your own business. So keep that in mind. You got to think out of the box, be a critical thinker, be analytical. Okay, so let's move on, you guys. So how to start your motorcycle ATV dealership step by step. All right, first of all, it's important you guys do your research. Start by understanding your market. So depending what part of the country you live in, understand your market. Is there a demand for it in your market? Are people in your area riding ATVs or motorcycles? What brands are popular? Check out the competitors and the customer demand overall. So very, very important to find all this information out before you take the next step. So find out if there's a huge market and how it's regulated as well. Regulation is very, very important. So find all that out before you take the steps and leasing a building. Now, make a business plan. You don't always need one. You could write things down on a napkin, you guys, but if you feel better by creating an more officious business plan, kind of like a textbook that you learn in college. If you took business, you want to outline what you're going to sell, like new, used, both, your startup costs, your profit margins, your marketing plan and goals. A solid plan also helps you get funding. So if you don't have seed money, then you can always apply for a loan. Now, when you go to an institution, or let's say the SBA, Small Business Administration, which does provide guarantees on loans for people that want to purchase existing business or sometimes starting your own brand new one. Well, they want to see a marketing plan. They want to see your step-by-step strategy and how you're going to accomplish and achieve this. So keep that in mind. Now, in your area, you got to find out, is it state regulated? Is this ATV motorcycle dealership state regulated? So in Nevada, where my powersport business was state regulated. So you needed a DMV license. So find out from your state regulators if that's required. Now, in most cities and states, you're going to need a business license, a standard one, and sometimes you need a special one for your dealership as well. Again, as I mentioned, Department of Motor Vehicles is typically the DMV. They regulate that. Now, in your state, you may have a different department that regulates motorcycle and ATV dealerships, so check with them so you can legitimize yourself. Now, insurance, you guys, it's very important to find business insurance that's going to cover your ATV motorcycle dealership. Now, your state may require you to have a certain type of insurance, so check with them. Also, bonding, you guys. Some states require you to be bonded, just like some general contractors are. They have a bonding insurance. It's a surety bond, as they call it. So that's important as well. So find out from your state what is required. Usually they have it online, or they can print you out something so you can follow the checklist and make your moves, make your dreams come true, you know? So where there's thought, there's action. So place some action behind your thought. Now, find the right location. Again, street frontage is very important. High car count so people can see your stuff. You're gonna have to find a location that would match and be zoned for an ATV motorcycle dealership. You also want to make sure that the owners or the landlords or whoever manages the building or the retail space, you know, they're okay with you rolling out your ATVs so people can see them. So that's part of the benefits of having street frontage. Not only your sign will be seen, but if you can write a stipulation in your lease that you can roll out, you could put out ATVs and motorcycles. People always get excited when they see these vehicles outside. So it definitely draws people in. So frontage is so important, you guys. Highly recommend frontage if you can secure that. Also, it's important to secure a lease that is cost effective, you guys. I would stick with start with a 3-year minimum and then move from there with an option to renew. So very important to set that strategy up. And then the square footage, based on your square footage, based on your margins, you have to write all that into the equation to your operating costs to see what your total margins would be. So your operating costs would include, of course, all of the licensing fees, your insurance, all fees that are associated with starting this dealership, along with your rent, insurance, as I mentioned. And then you got to calculate your margin based on how many ATVs you potentially can sell out of this retail space or flex space. Sometimes they have these new flex spaces that look like warehouses. Those can be more cost effective than actual retail space. So again, do your research and make sure the margins are good and healthy so you can evolve and you can actually run in the green. So you be in the positive with your cash flow every month. So location, very important. Secure your inventory, connect with your manufacturers or authorized distributors. Now, again, if you buy into an existing business, all that'll be done already. So if you're interested in buying an existing major franchise, Suzuki, Honda, very expensive to do. Not too many areas don't have a Honda dealership already. So much of these areas are saturated already. But if you can buy a current Honda or Yamaha or major brand dealership, I would say that's a way to go. But the entry into that is higher dollars, much higher dollars. Again, you have to predict, you have to evaluate your own financial situation and also what income you have, what money you have saved up for yourself. So secure your inventory. If not, then you would contact all the major Chinese brands, as I mentioned to you, your Tao Motors, your Apollos, Hitachi, your BV Powersports, your Coolster. These are Chinese brands. You can let them know that you're potentially opening a dealership and give them the heads up, and they'll let you know as well if that area already has one of those brands. So important to do because they've become a bit stricter now on where or what dealers are allowed to sell their products based on how many other dealers are within that vicinity. So very important to check on that, you guys. So securing your inventory. Now, another step, you guys, I call it step 6, set up the shop. You want a clean showroom. You want a repair service area. Now, that's optional, but I always recommend that because you do want to extend yourself out for warranty on these ATVs or motorcycles. That's important. And customers will be much more secure on buying your vehicles if you have service, because these do break down. Sometimes they do stop running. There's warranty issues. They want a place to take it. So if you offer your own repair and service fantastic, as well as its additional revenue source. Same thing with selling parts, additional revenue source, parts and accessories, additional revenue source. Okay, your office space, we talked about that. Make sure you negotiate the proper deal. A website, very important website. You guys, social media presence, right? So right now, social media and attention is about currency. So that's currency. So it's very important to get yourself out there. You can hire somebody to manage your social media, or you do it yourself if you're savvy enough. And a point of sale system, point of sale meaning, are you going to have an inventory management system? Inventory management to manage the inventory of the vehicles as well as your parts and your accessories. So again, you can Google always that, powersport inventory management system on Google, and you'll have a lot of different services pop up. I won't give any recommendation because there's a lot of them out there. Again, some of them are more expensive than others based on what you plan to do and how you plan to get started. But there's systems out there. Now, hiring a team, okay, I've always had employees from the get-go. So it depends how you're starting this. If it's a mom and pop situation, more like just you and maybe another family member, husband and wife. Okay, you start off that way, but you want days off, you guys. Always make sure you get some days off. You don't want to live for this. You're starting a business. You're not buying into a job. You're starting a business. So eventually, down the road, you may have to work hard. If you started with minimal seed money, you may have to work hard for the first year, second year. Then eventually, as your cash flow increases, then you could reinvest that cash flow back into the business and hiring manpower, vetting out good employees that are going to represent your company, that are aligned with your company's values, very mission statements. So very important to do that. And we did talk about, build relationships, network with local riders, clubs, online communities, local customers. Word of mouth can be make or break a dealership. So if you're in a smaller town, definitely word of mouth is very, very important. It's important in any large city or small town. So if you want to get involved in the community, fantastic. That'd be a way to go as well. Stay compliant, you guys. Always make sure you stay compliant. Make sure that your licensing is always updated. You're paying your taxes. Follow all the safety rules. And, don't try to cheat the system with this. If you do that, it'll catch up to you eventually. You should never do that. So make sure you follow all the rules. Your licensing is up to date. Your insurance is up to date. And hustle, grind it every day until you build it up. If you have enough seed money to buy an existing non-franchise, when I say non-franchise, there are a few Chinese ATV motorcycle dealerships for sale as well. So you can reach out to those folks. You can go on these platforms called Biz Buy Sell is a big popular platform where you find businesses for sale, or you can reach out to various dealerships. You can contact dealerships as well. Just call them up randomly. Say, hey, are you interested in retiring or selling your business to me? You can call up Honda, Suzuki, or Polaris. Most of those are all owner ran. Very few of them are corporate ran. So when you reach out, you can ask to reach out to the owner and see if they want to sell. Again, it depends on your finances. If you are thick in the financing area, you can start off with purchasing an existing business that has income already, has a huge client base. And, that's very healthy too, as well, to do that. But if you're starting small, which I find that a lot of the folks that reached out to me want to know this, they're starting with a minimum amount of money. I'd say, depending on the city, what size you want to start off, you do need a minimum of $50,000 to start this, to get it up and running, to feel comfortable, to go through some ups and downs because it has peaks and valleys, this business, depending on the season as well. So very important to have at least, $50K to get started with at least, I'd say, 6 months of operating costs in the bank besides that, to make sure that you're covered, your lifestyle is not going to be affected, as well as you're able to pay the rent when you have some slow time. That's why it's good to have service and open your doors to servicing other brands as well, if you have that ability. So you can constantly have revenue coming in. If you don't have vehicle sales, you have revenue coming in for the servicing and parts and accessories as well. So there you have it, you guys. That's pretty much what you need to do. This is a starter for you guys just to get going. And if you have any questions, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions. If you're planning to start your dealership soon, I'll be glad to answer any of your other questions. Good luck out there. It's a great time to start a business. Although we are in a lot of tariffs and a lot of uncertainty with the economy, you can still start a business. So chin up, chest out, be positive, and good luck, you guys. Take care, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.